The Proverbs of the Soul of Man, or the Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, or the soul of Amun, the black son, king of Israel. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to perceive the instruction of wisdom, justice, judgment, and equity, to give prudence to the simple, to the young man knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and increase learning, and a man of understanding will attain wise counsel. To understand a proverb and an enigma, the words of the wise and their riddles. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. My sons and daughters, hear the instruction of your father, and do not forsake the law of your mother, which are the 42 negative confessions of Ma'at. For they will be a graceful ornament around your head and chains about your neck. My son, if sinners entice you, do not consent. My daughters, if sinners entice you, do not consent. If they say, come with us, let us lie in wait to shed blood. Let us lurk secretly for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them alive like Sheol, and whole, like those who go down to the pit. We shall find all kinds of precious possessions. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in your lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My sons and daughters, do not walk in the way with them. Keep your foot from the path, for their feet run to evil, and they make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of my bird. But they lie in wait for their own blood. They lurk secretly for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone who is greedy for gain. It takes away the life of its owners. Wisdom calls aloud outside. She raises her voice in the open squares. She cries out in the chief concourses at the openings of the gates to the city. She speaks her words. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity? For scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn at my rebuke. Surely I will pour out my spirit on you. I will make my words known to you, because I have called and you refused. I have stretched out my hand and no one regarded, because you disdained all my counsel and would have none of my rebuke. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your terror comes. When your terror comes like a storm, and your destruction comes like a whirlwind. When distress and anguish come upon you, then they will call on me, but I will not answer. They will seek me diligently, but they will not find me, because they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. They would have none of my counsel and despise my every rebuke. Therefore they shall eat the fruit of their own way and be filled to the full with their own fancies. For the turning away of the simple will slay them, and the complacency of fools will destroy them. But whoever listens to me will dwell safely and will be secure without fear of evil. Now, when the sages were refreshed, they opened the book of life and read. They read the story of the life of man and of all his struggles, losses, gains. And in the light of past events and needs, they saw what would be best for him in coming years. They knew the kind of laws and precepts suited best to his estate. They saw the highest God ideal that the race could comprehend. Upon the 7 postulates, these sages were to formulate the great philosophy of life and worship of the coming age must rest. Man is not far enough advanced to live by faith. He cannot comprehend the things his eyes see not. He yet is child, and during all the coming age he must be taught by pictures, symbols, rites, and forms. His God must be a human God. He cannot see a God by faith. And then he cannot rule himself. The king must rule, the man must serve. The age that follows, this will be the age of man and of God themselves, the Holy Father, the Holy Mother, and the lights of the world whom are their children. This is the age of extraordinary. In that blessed age, the human race will see without the aid of carnal eyes, will hear the soundless sound, will know the Spirit God, the Mother and Father, the knowledge, the wisdom, and them being the understanding, they will free themselves. And that is the justice and equality. And man cannot originate, he builds by patterns that he sees. So in this council, we must carve out pattern for the coming age. And we must formulate the gnosis of the empire of the soul and rebuild the soul of man. Solomon's temple.
Knowledge itself is no different than seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. In your quest for seeking for God, you will find yourself. And when you find yourself, you will find God. All things are thought. All life is thought activity. The multitude of beings are but phases of the one great thought made manifest. Behold, God is thought, and thought is God. Eternal thought is one. In essence, it is two. Intelligence and force. And when they breathe, a child is born. This child is love. And thus the triune God stands forth, whom men call Father, Mother, and Child. This triune God is one, but like the one of light. In essence, he is 7. And when the triune God breathes forth, lo, 7 spirits stand before his face. These are creative attributes. Men call them lesser gods, and in their image they made man. Man was a thought of God, formed in the image of the septon, clothed in the substance of the soul. And his desires were strong. He sought to manifest on every plane of life, and for himself he made a body of the ethers, of the earthly forms, and so descended to the plane of earth. This is why it is written in Jeremiah 1:5. Before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. I set you apart, a priest and priestesses among the nations. In this descent, when man lost his place by forgetting, by being caught up in all of the things and not having the fear of God, which is the knowledge and wisdom, he lost his birthright, lost his harmony with God, and made discordant all the notes of his life. In harmony and evil are the same, so evil is the handiwork of man, though it is written in Isaiah 45:7, I create evil. I create light. I create darkness. I create good. It is I, the Lord, who do all these things. Seeds do not germinate in life. They do not grow until they find the soil or the soul and hide themselves away from life. Man was evolved a seed of everlasting life, but in the ethos of the triune God, the light was far too great for seeds to grow, and so man sought the soul of carnal life, and in the darkness of the earth he found a place where he could germinate and grow. The seed has taken root and grows full well. The tree of human life is rising from the soul of earthly things and, under natural law, is reaching up to perfect form. There are no supernatural acts of God to lift a man from carnal life to spirit blessedness. He grows as grows the plant, and in due time is perfected the quality of soul that makes it possible for man to rise to spirit life is purity. Jesus Christ, or Yeshua the Hamashiach, is the way, the truth, and the life, because he is the character. She, Heru, is the characters always written about, recorded in the books, no matter where. These words I use, these names, these titles, are only to identify the man and the woman. We must understand that the word that became flesh are men and women. The knowledge that reigns supreme over everyone is the beginning of wisdom, the beginning of knowledge, which is the fear of God. It is the beginning of it. It is pointless to do anything else within the earth, knowing that there are forces more powerful than man. Man must meet and know who and she is and who their creators are. The Most High God Himself. Ashe.